Yo, what's up guys, it's Talon, and today we're going to be coaching a Wukong player. So this is a guy I've coached a few times before. I'm going to link the video from about a month and a half ago. He was a player playing Crit Wukong, if you remember, when I previously coached him, and he was kind of making a lot of similar mistakes that we'd see in a lot of games. And then here, this video kind of shows a lot of his improvement that he made. He ended up reaching Challenger for the first time. He's 67 marks right now. He told me, originally I thought he was only 58, but it turns out he got 67 marks. So he got the Challenger for the first time after our coaching as well, which is cool. And I kind of wanted to show you guys sort of a video more so showing his improvement. I'm still coaching him, giving him some advice, but for the most part, it's me kind of pointing out the things he does well and the things he improved on. So if you guys want to watch with like a decent Challenger jungler he's quite good on Wukong specifically. I think he's like rank 4 Wukong, or he hit that high. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you're interested in coaching, just DM me on Discord, Talon1169, or through the link in the description to my Discord server. It's $25 an hour to get coached by a rank 1 solo queue player like myself. But anyways, let's get right into the video. But yeah, what's up?
Yeah. Oh, here it is. I just want to show you this. And that's...
Oh, nice.
Bro, I went nuts this last days, bro. Yeah.
You're quite high on Wukong. Dude, 22k though, what the... Jesus Christ. How is that even possible?
Bro, I watched this guy on Twitch. He's so good at Wukong.
That's crazy.
And he has so much wins with Wukong.
And you said you're like 2 games from Challenger right now? You see my screen, by the way?
Yeah, I can see your screen. So I'm
okay,
2 games away from Challenger, and I wanted to show you this legendary ranked game because I want to see what you say about the enchanted piggies, the timings, and also this game was so weird.
Yeah, I haven't really played legendary rank this season because I'm like playing all the ranks, so the piggies are a bit like different to me, but basically, right, they like spawn at 330 and they're basically like a mini herald type of thing, like everyone gets them when you kill them. Am I right in that?
Yeah.
Or... Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll see. Like, it's definitely something I'm not as experienced with, but yeah.
And what did I want to ask you? So I've been listening to you, Talon.
Yeah.
You remember last coaching? You said I'm trolling with the builds. I was trolling with my first clear, so now I always do my full clear. I stopped with that bullshit. Anymore. And this what got me. Huh?
How is that? I mean,
did you see the screenshot with all the wins?
No, I don't.
Like I have like 15 win streak with every S rank.
Yeah.
Every game. So
Shoujin
now that I'm listening to you, it's getting better. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
It's getting better. Yeah.
That's interesting too. I don't think it's bad. Like, it doesn't sound awful. I mean, I go like Sundered Guy a lot of times or something, but I mean, Shoujin's reasonable. I mean, I think I've already explained to you that I would start on blue buff rather than Gromp. So there's things that you can do that, again, we've already talked about this. I mentioned it in the videos, just so people know what I think, but like, we've talked about these things and some things are fine. And full clearing is, again, at least like this is what we're doing, and your full clear is relatively fast too. And you're scrolling your map well. Like, you're actually, the camera control is much better than like most people that I'm watching, and you also do exactly what I tell people to do, to recall and then just go scuttle since he's contesting. I mean, your entire early game is good, and Poppy's counter kind of sucks.
So I initially wanted to, so I was pathing towards Kale, because said vs Kale, so I'm going to Kale. You agree with that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, here I trolled. Bro, I was high. Wait. I was high on this game. Oh, I forgot to mention, I was high on this game. I don't know what I did this because I was watching the waves. And I knew it was over, but I don't know what happens in my head. And I knew Poppy can come also.
Well, yeah, because it's 227s and Poppy went the same side as you, so obviously it's very likely it could be here. Sometimes it happens, you get greedy and you go for something like that. That happens.
Absolutely. I don't know why I do this. I don't know why I do this. I don't know why. So I was saying, I was originally pathing towards Seth, but Seth got first by Kill, so that's why I didn't go on the scuttle. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was perfectly reasonable. Yeah, I think apart from diving the turret, everything that you did here was a fine decision and it was completely reasonable. And yeah, these piggies changed the timing a little bit because like now you're actually you clear twice, and then you clear your third side, and then you're just contesting. And yeah, you play around your laners that are doing better still, because like your dual lanes still are the ones that are doing better.
Now imagine if all my lanes are losing or
yeah.
So would you ignore the 2 piggies? And just go on your own camp.
I mean, so how much? I actually just straight up don't know. How much? What did the piggies do? Like exactly how much gold do you get from them or whatever?
So they destroy one plate,
They
and
destroy
by
one
killing
plate,
them,
and how many are given? Like,
and
does each person get one, or
uh,
did just you get
I,
it?
I think I'm the only one who gets one, unless if the mid laner is inside the circle, we will share them. But if he's not, I will get all the plates, and also I get like the same gold as a blue buff when I kill the chatted piggy.
So you get like 200 gold roughly from killing it, and then you get 150 because you get a plate, right? So it's
Yeah,
350 gold.
exactly.
Okay, then like yeah, I mean it's a thing that's like obviously if we can take it, we take it, but yeah, you're not gonna die for it. So if all your laners are losing and you know the jungler is contesting you, then yeah, I wouldn't contest it, basically. Um, I mean, if we knew he didn't have ult, it's fine. Oh, that's funny. You kill him as you're going away. It brings you faster to your camp, so I mean that's useful.
Exactly.
But no, I mean, like I do think your gameplay it has improved from the early game. Obviously, you got greedy. I think, it makes sense based on the previous coachings I've done with you that you get greedy and randomly dive. Like that's kind of a type of thing that we have seen you do a lot, like get greedy in some type of way. But you're aware of that, and yeah, you had all the information. You look at it right away. You're like, oh yeah, I knew that I shouldn't have done that. We do it. Sometimes it happens. Like I do the same thing. But now that you got, I mean, you have like a lot of turret plates already in this game. Oh yeah, and then you get the piggies. So I mean, you're doing a good job too of playing around turret. Like this is a great time to skip your blue side and just straight up get turret because this is what Wukong's really good at. And since you knew you're matched with him, the fact that you're a little inefficient to be unmatched is good in a game where you're losing because then you get to make more plays away from him rather than just having to play towards him. So I think like your gameplay in general has improved a lot.
You were literally in my head when I took this turret. I was like, would Talon get this turret? Yes, he would. So I'm going to this turret. This was in my head, bro.
That's pretty funny. No, I think it's yeah. I need to go watch back the other video then, compared to like this gameplay. Like I like seeing it in general. Just a lot more improvement or whatever. Here honestly, I don't mind. Just I guess it's fine if you're trying to protect her. You kind of realize you can. So you should just yeah. Go ahead.
So I wanted to E on the minions and it E'd on Zarya. I didn't want to, and she just has some crazy damage, so I couldn't defend the turret.
And that's not a bad thing. Like it's not the end of the world. At this point, you should just recall and then just go. You can contest Herald. Like yeah, everything you did here is fine. You didn't over contest for no reason. You realize it's just a dragon. We can lose a dragon. And then at this point, yeah, we probably want to go top here. Like we could just make plays topside because we have 3 people here. We could just straight up dive them 4 mana at this point because they're probably going to contest Herald, right? Like we're not going to want to contest Herald with Vladimir as the only person who's there when the rest of our team isn't. So like I'd rather you could push mid wave out right away if you want, and then you go towards topside basically.
So this was my mistakes.
I don't think it's like a super bad mistake, like it's reasonable. You just farm your camps and you're just like, that's fine. Because then it turns out that their mid laner contestant, so this is 2v2. But like the thing is, if their mid laner didn't contest, it'd be 3v2 and you had no way of knowing. But since it's 2v2, it's not the end of the world and I don't mind like looking for the steal, but pretty much just 50-50 and you end up getting it.
If I had the clock, if my fucking monkey just went through the wall, bro. Every time.
It happens a lot with Wukong. I know the W is weird over the wall.
Yeah, they need
basically, like your Vladimir was also super weak, which I wasn't checking scoreboard, but like your Vladimir was also super weak. It looks like he was.
Bro, he finished the game 0-8, bro.
And so he was already 0-2 at that point, and then you wanted to contest 2v2 into Poppy, who Poppy fucks you even if you're up 3,000. Like that destroys you. And then they had someone else, I forget even who, but it was someone stronger as well. Or the Kale. I mean, Kale's not super strong, but still, you're going to lose that. And then, again, we didn't know where Cinder was at the time. So if you ended up just making a play topside, it's kind of the exact same thought process as when you skipped your 2 topside camps to go bot and get that turret. Because now, okay, we get Herald. Sure, maybe we can get Herald. But if we get Herald, we probably die for it. Not really that worth when we could go topside and actually, like, again, make a higher number of play where we have more people on that side. So that was probably the first kind of mistake, yeah. But not an unreasonable mistake that happens. And I really like that it did,
Also, the Poppy is one of my friends, and I know he was really good. And I always banned Vi on every game, and Vi was his main champion, so I got lucky with it. He told me, "Why did you ban Vi?" I said, "Bro, it's been 3 months I'm banning this animal."
Okay, Poppy Loki could have just killed you there. He ulted you out. He saved your life twice, Loki.
Yeah.
So that's kind of funny.
Maybe he knew he was me. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. But no, yeah. I mean, I think it was fine looking for the turret there because you saw some of them bot side too. So I mean, there's not as much like to talk about to improve it. It makes sense. I mean, I've coached you multiple times at this point. I feel like I've probably given you a decent amount of the information that I can give you, and you're doing a much like the previous coach. You didn't really listen to anything I told you, but like this time, you know, you've listened to a lot more, and I can see that.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, again, oh, that's really unfortunate. I think you still kill, but
Ah, my mechanics are on point, brother.
yeah. No, I think with this champion, I mean, your mechanics are very good for sure. Yeah, just going back to farm, then clear bot side. Yeah, I mean, again, this is just what I would tell you to do. Like, I don't see anything wrong with anything.
Nice.
Some games are just like you guys are getting shit on. Like, that's not really on you. You know, your laners were losing right at the start of the game. Apart from the top side play, obviously, but that's an obvious one. And then here, yeah, I would tell you go bot side or look for something bot side. You do that, you get the gold bounty. You're playing for the invade. It's really no issue here because like yeah, they should probably contest dragon as long as we don't get caught. Like we're fine. I think you can live, yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah. You do.
Rakan, bro. Shout out to Rakan. Shout out to
Yeah.
Rakan. Oh my god.
And then yeah, I mean, it's just either used to. Okay, so small thing here. This is like a kind of odd thing to notice, but so say you're in a game where you are losing, and you know the only way you win is a steal. When you're like recalling here, if you know there's a chance, just grab wards because you're trying to get vision over the wall. So, like when I'm in this situation, I would grab wards. Very small thing. Looks like this game is pretty short too. Like you guys lose pretty quick. So, but yeah, if you grab wards here, at least you have a little more information. I mean, this is fine. Like this is what you have to do. I mean, you probably should have used your clone to like get over to the like this thing. Like realistically, you could have W'd like fake the W here, you know, and then go over here. But like it's you're probably not gonna steal it anyways because Poppy's just gonna fuck you. But ideally, that's what we would do.
Yeah, it's interesting. So using the clone on the bush and going with the red fruit.
Yeah, and then trying to jump over the wall. Like that'd be possible, but yeah, very hard regardless, and not a whole lot to do.
Interesting.
And yeah, I mean, I can see you like again. Your issue a lot of times is playing from behind or from ahead rather. Like you would get really greedy from ahead when we watch your previous game.
Yeah.
And this types of game, like again, you make the correct play to kind of snowball through bot side when you see an opportunity to take the turret. You're originally playing around the correct lane, and then it turns out your side gets shit on, so you leave, and you play around dual lane. Again, dual lane mistake was obvious, and then yeah, there was the one time where instead of contesting that Herald, that you should have probably gone top side. But overall, like you have the understanding that you don't have to contest everything because you didn't contest the dragon, for example. So like even though you didn't make that specific play, it's not because you're not thinking about it. It's just because you're like, oh, I can do this other thing or just farm my camps because your camps were up, and that's a reasonable choice. And again, you're aware of the things that you should be doing. You said you've been climbing a lot more, so it makes sense. Like we're up to rank 4 Wukong and you're 58 marks or whatever. Like you're getting up there, and I assume if you continue doing what you're doing, based on the gameplay, I mean, you're gonna climb, you know, unless like mental is a problem or something, you get tilted, but otherwise, should be fine.
I didn't want to show you my best game because it's just not worth it. So
yeah, of course. But no, like this game, I mean, I don't think you could have played this game that much better is the thing though. Like just because the game is unwinnable doesn't mean like you didn't play well. Like you could have showed me a game where you go, like you showed me games last time where you were really fed and you stomped, and I thought you played very bad, you know. And then in this game, you're obviously like your team's getting shit on and you're playing very well. So it's not always about the result. You're doing what you can, and it's just like a complete stump. I mean, all of your laners are significantly worse. And as much as, you know, it sucks when a coach is just telling you, oh, like you didn't do that much wrong because obviously you're not getting as much value from it. That's the reality. It's just, I'm not going to like lie and say that you made a bunch of mistakes here. That we talked about the few mistakes. Those are the things that could have been done better. But the other thing about these types of games is you have a lot less opportunities to do things. So because some games are just like, you're down so much, you don't have many opportunities to come back. And you found the opportunity here to come back, and then at this point now you're just eventually going to look on to Zeri, and again, your target priority is completely correct too.
Nice.
Really not an issue with that. So yeah, I mean, everything is just how you should do it. I think you maybe can get Baron. I don't know if your team will actually do Baron, but yeah, you should. So this is a comeback angle. Like it looks like you can come back, and again, are you going Magnetic Blaster though? Why? Why?
Okay, so I didn't mention it. So bro, this build, you know what I thought with this build? I'm going full movement speed.
You are you are a weird person. Like, okay, obviously I wouldn't recommend you to go Magnetic Blaster on Wukong. So, you know, because if you have another tank item, like this is Twin Guard, for example, or Zeke's, or whatever you feel is good in the game, like it's way more useful. The Shojin, like I said, I would rather go Sundered Sky than Shojin, but I think Shojin's fine because it has really good build path because you get a BF sword, and the movement speed is not bad. And it's like a fine item, even though I don't recommend it. So that's not something, because I know like you with your builds, you like the kind of stuff, and you're good on Wukong and you found what works. But Magnetic Blaster, like, what is being like? You're already insanely fast with Phase Rush and your ultimate and Shojin. Like, why do we need to be slightly faster? Like,
I need to be Flash, bro. I need to get in, get out, get in, get out, make them angry.
but you're getting like no value from the item because you're crit, like you're 25% crit, so you're only critting,
Yeah, no,
whatever amount of time, a fourth of the time.
I think it's just
really
my mentality. I like the funny things.
Yeah,
But I just can, Bro, this play was weird.
Yeah, and you wouldn't be close to dying if your items are good, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it still works, and I mean, you guys come back and you win. So like,
Yeah, I didn't
you,
even know that she was on the Nexus.
You told me you didn't show me one of your best games, but I mean, I think this game was played like this game is more impressive to me than like a game where you're like 18-0. Because once you like say you start a game 5-0, you just keep stomping because you're just. I think this game is way harder to win, and you did almost everything you should correctly, apart from the couple things we mentioned.
Oh my god!
Is the thing uploaded yet or not yet?
Yeah, it's uploaded. Let me send it to you now. Yeah, it's 13 minutes this one, so
why we are so short. What the?
Because you didn't see it, but I actually put them on 1.2. So it just gets faster, and we get like
that's okay. I just thought like, oh, we're moving really fast as we get phase rush and whatever. No,
yeah, but I'm cheating a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm cheating a little bit. Is this? Yeah, this is the other game. Right. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it or?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Wait. What?
Oh, is some good?
Can you restart, bro? I think it's not the right way. Wait. There's something weird with the characters. Can you just check one more time?
What do you mean?
Wait, pause. What was that? Wait, bro, I think I'm challenger or what?
Oh,
I think I'm challenger.
Or do you just mean you are
challenger? I am challenger, and I'm at the moment at 67 marks.
So why'd you lie to me? I'm confused.
I didn't lie to you. I played after I sent you the message. I was like, bro, fuck it, I'm gonna play, and I still got the. Yeah. Actually, I got challenger, bro.
Are you aiming for sovereign or?
I mean, how many?
Also, is this your first time hitting challenger or no?
First, bro, it was my first time. I screamed, Charlie, bro. I went crazy. I was alone in my apartment. I just went crazy, bro. First time.
Is that so?
It was so hard.
Good. Bro, that's good. Okay.
And how many days left?
There's about a month roughly. Like it could be about it's usually around the 15th of every third month, so October 15th ish. Like last season ended on the 18th, so you have a month. Like,
man, if I get sovereign, I'm going to World Champions in PC League, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so again, you path towards the correct lane. Like we'll see. I glazed you a lot last game, so like I'm hoping I get to flame you a little because like I don't like glazing people, but we'll see. I mean, again, a lot of improvement has been made since the last time, so that's obviously good. We'll see.
This game was easier than the last one.
I mean, good. Like I also did notice like your camera, like you're paying really good attention to the map, like or to the other lanes, like actually scrolling to them. I've been coaching a lot of like master level junglers and whatever lately, and like they're not doing this very well. And I remember this is something that we've talked about, and like you're doing a very good job of that as well.
I think this is the most important. Yes. Sorry.
What's up?
I think this is the most the pathing thing is the most important mechanic on this game.
Yeah, 100%. And I think you've improved your pathing a lot instead of doing your kind of funky stuff that you used to do. I think you've gotten a lot more like consistent with it. And again, we see like you still have early games where you get a bunch of kills. Like this early game, you got 2 kills, a kill and assist in 3.5 minutes. It was pretty rare with your other strategy that you're getting more than that. And, like this is like obviously like a good game. But if you have a game where you don't get any kills, you're still strong. I don't know why you use that 0.5 speed now, but you're kind of.
I was yeah. Anyways.
Oh, but I mean it's fine to hover because you're also like not matched with Pantheon, I believe. So like you're pretty happy with being here while he's stuck on this side because his red side camp should be spawning. I don't really mind. A little awkward. Do you have flash? I don't actually know if you had flash.
So no, I think I did this like really bad. So I
mean mechanically it's kind of just greedy, I would say. Like mostly if we look at it. Like I guess you.
Yeah,
go ahead.
my Q went on the pink trinket instead of MF.
Yeah.
I wanted to get MF, but Aurora came, so I just didn't know where to go.
I mean, I would just say like you just leave after this, right? Like she
Mm.
exhausted you, she ults you, you got a flash, you got a bunch of stuff out of them. Like, and this is, I mean, this is your problem, like the same thing as like topside. And this is not really a problem where I have to explain anything in detail, but your topside play in the first game, you know, like you get enough, like you go on them and then you just try to go deeper for no reason when you already, there's no reason
Mm.
to. Like here, all you have to do is just wait for your team to push the wave. Instead, you kind of walk out and isolate yourself. Again, nothing complicated here. Yeah, but then you get caught because that. And even here, you could have still ran out, like, but you kept hitting Aurora, even though she's full HP. So again, just greedy, nothing too complicated. Plus, your ult was going to come back up. So if you just let your team push the wave and you waited for your ult to come back up, like you would have shit on them because even now your team still ends up getting decent value from it. But again,
So
I'm
lack
not
of
really concerned with that too much. But yeah, what's up?
yeah, so lack of patience and just tempo.
Yeah, I mean that is just how you are. I mean you're like a very fucking hypey or hyphy player. Like that's just how you play. Like I can tell, you know, even from how you talk, like you're just like that. And so I can see that that's like the main issue, and we've talked about this, and there's nothing too complicated there. So not that much to improve on. It's just like, you know, every once in a
I
while
do
you're
think
gonna be
that this
greedy.
game,
But...
and this game I went too really. I played more bad than the like worse than the
Yeah,
than
even
last
though you're
game.
winning, that's the thing. Yeah, like this game is
Yeah.
more multiple times. Like here, okay, so that's the other thing about this play I tell you where I'm like, hey, you can skip your camps, look for a turn and dive. So we don't want to do these types of more like, because this is volatile, right? Like let's say you go here, it doesn't work after, like for this dive, for example, instead of going for your camps. If it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
work, then you're losing out on all these camps here. So
Mm-hmm.
the reason it was fine the other game is because the game was going bad and because you're putting a Kale behind and because there's a high likelihood of it working out just due to the fact that it was a Kale, you know, that was by himself and you knew the jungler's not going to be there. Here, enemy jungle's camps are spawning here, and why would you know this? Because you know he was opposite side of you. So of course his camps are going to be spawning if your blue side spawning, his blue side spawning, because you guys started opposite side. And so you know
Yeah.
it's likely that you get counter ganked by a Pantheon with ultimate. And like yet you're still going and chasing really deep here. And again, you're winning by over 1,000, which means the game can just be normal. You don't have to try to do crazy shit. If you're down 1,000 or you get outscaled really hard or something, like that's when you do these things. You don't do it every game. So just because I was telling you, you know, some games you can deviate from what you normally, because what you normally do is you just clear your camps and then you go do objectives. Very normal. You understand this. You usually do this. The times where you switch is, again, like the last game where our team is doing really shit. It's a hard game. But in a game like this, you know, again, this is just too greedy. We have jungle information. Their jungle turns out to not be here, but like you didn't know that at the time. It just, we got lucky that he isn't there. And so we don't get punished for it, basically. But does that make sense?
Absolutely, and also Shen was playing really good, so
Yeah.
I also could have played more on top side. So
Well,
no
the
reason.
thing is, I mean, it's a Shen, so actually we do generally like contesting away from Shen because it's all obviously, so like it gives us a numbers advantage. So actually, I generally would want to contest away from a Shen, even if he's doing well, just because we can rely on his ult most of the time. So that's not the problem. Again, the problem is more just that efficiency thing, because of the fact that again we're winning. Because you can see the result, the outcome's really negative. Why is the outcome negative? Because you let them do, like, what do I tell you to do when you're behind? I tell you to play on the opposite side of the jungler and not fight them. So what do you want to do when you're the stronger one? You want to play on the same side. So you should have again been contesting ideally the same side as the enemy jungler, but again, you don't want to like over contest and over force just because you know he might be there. So like you guys were opposite side, and so wanting to contest where you think he might be is fine, but you don't want to do that if you're giving up all your camps and you're giving up like the consistency basically in a game you're winning. So
And here, can you just pause 1 second?
yeah.
So here he put the herald on mid, and there is a huge wave on top side, and I was like, I wasted my ult on Vel'Koz earlier, so I have no ult, and I cannot help them for their play on the mid lane, you know. So I was like, you know what, the best that I can do is just take the blue buff and just like take the rest maybe at the end of the fight, you know.
Yeah, I think
Don't
given
know.
the situation, you were in a fine, like this is a fine decision. I think the issue is, again, like I said, the first thing of not being on your blue side earlier, but in terms of what you do then, like at this point, this is fine. This is, because, yeah, there's no issue with it. Because, I mean, you maybe could have contested mid, maybe, but I'm fine with this, and I'm fine with going and clearing the bottom lane after, since none of your teammates are covering bot.
And here I
Yeah,
was just like, just give the shutdown to the support
oh, that's
because
fine. Yeah, I mean, you get gold out of it, and he doesn't really get any value from it. I don't
Mm.
know. But then, yeah, I would go. I don't know why we're still not going to our blue side. Like, your red side's not yet fully spawned. You're just wasting more gold. Like, your blue side hasn't been cleared for over 2 minutes at this point.
Yeah.
You definitely could have been there a lot quicker rather than, you know, so hard being here. Because, again, like, it's not like you're playing around anyone who's, like, super fed. Like, your Ezreal is same gold as Misfortune. Your support's a little, or your support's even with them, too. So, like, you're not playing around people who are super fed where you're just camping them. Like, so... Oh, did you switch to your regular gameplay?
So about this. So
Yeah.
I didn't go on my blue side because I saw Pantheon on his blue side and my bot laners defending the tower, and I saw MF overextending. So I was like, okay, Pantheon will not invade my blue side, so I can go back to my red side, clear, and then punish MF if she overextends.
I think that's a reasonable thought process. I can see that. I don't think that's bad. And I mean, the outcome was pretty good too. So if that's what you think, and I think that's definitely reasonable. I don't have a problem with that. So yeah, no, I can agree with it. And here, I mean, it's good too. Like, you're looking for a play, and I guess he's mega tanky, but at
Yeah.
least you get Cyrildas eventually for anti-heal. But... Okay, the flash was stupid, obviously, because like you kept. I think you were trying to get the aggro off you, but you didn't. Like, you barely didn't walk out. But yeah, it made sense. You're trying to get the aggro off, but honestly, I don't know if we really want the aggro off. Oh, your clone baited. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's hilarious. But yeah, I don't know if you wanted the aggro dropped because it was an Ezreal. Like, he's gonna take way more damage than you. So low-key, it's like good that you didn't drop the aggro. And then yeah, I mean, your mechanics on this champion are good, and luckily you make it out.
And people just get angry and just overextend on me. Like, that's what I like. Movement speed build.
You know, honestly, I might have to try it at some point. I mean, I'm mostly playing Vi Warwick at this point now. I played like 50 games of Wukong this season, but I haven't really played him in the last like week or two. But the movement speed, you know, like I go phase rush in some games. Like, I'm kind of phase rush some games and first strike other games. But the Shojin seems kind of interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's fun. Yeah, maybe it's in pro games. Maybe it's not very useful, but I think you just have fun by playing it.
I mean, it's not a bad item. Like, the build pass is really good. Like, anything that can build a BF sword is really nice before you finish the item, and it's really cheap, and it gives you a good amount of AD, so it's not like bad. See, this is where you do your thing of just getting greedy. Like, there's not even that much for me to coach in a lot of your mistakes. Like, again, I genuinely think that, like, if I'm making this YouTube video, like, my title is gonna be like about how much you've improved compared to like our previous coaching and whatever. Like, I think a lot of improvement has been made. I know, like, you give me money to make you better at the game. I think for the most part, most of the things you need to do to get better now are really just you having better focus in your games. Like, I think you have the knowledge for the most part that I can give you. Like, I don't think you need to pay me for a bunch more coaching. You know, like, we've done a decent amount of coachings already. I don't think I'm going to be able to give you a bunch more information. I think at this point, what now you need to do to become, like, go from, you know, at this point, you're challenger, you're a player who has the capability to reach Sovereign. I think you'll be like, if you reach Sovereign, you're probably going to be like a lower end Sovereign, obviously initially, but like, that's how it works. But the things you need to improve on now is just find one small thing to improve on at a time, get better at that, go on to the next. So I think, like, so far, the biggest thing that you need to be thinking about when you go into games is just, is my play actually worth the risk? Like, just evaluating the risk of it's better. Because you do have the problem where here, you're winning by a bunch already, you're fed, and then you dive their support who's really weak for no reason into 4 people when your teammates aren't there. And like, also, again, the play where, for example, when you dove topside and you knew Poppy could be there because it was 227 and Poppy was same side as you, so you knew he could be there and you still dive. And these things are things you have the information of. I don't need to tell you or explain to you why it was a bad play. Pretty much everything we're looking at, you could have told me that you did this wrong. And I don't have that much more to say about it. It's just, as long as you go into games specifically being like, okay, for this next 10 games, I want to, before I go in, I want to really think, I want to ask myself, where's the jungler? Where are my teammates? What spells do they have? If you ask those simple questions, like, you're going to have enough information. Because even the play where I like disagreed with you, where I'm like, oh, I think you should go on blue side first. You have a completely reasonable reason. You think their jungler could possibly dive, and the misfortune is pretty overextended, and you do it, and I think it's great. And honestly, like, even better than what I was thinking you can do. Like, I think you understand a lot of these things really well, and you're good at snowballing. Your clone, you know, you miss the wall a lot. I do that all the time too, like where I try to pull over the wall. That thing is so annoying, but yeah. And I think, again, this is a good game.
I just didn't like,
by the way, out of curiosity.
Oh man, don't ask that. I'm at 52 or 52 or something like that. It's awful.
Has it gone up like recently, or has it been kind of steady?
Yes, steady. Yes, absolutely steady.
Gotcha.
Because I was Hearthstone Grandmaster 2 for like 1 month.
Yeah.
Grandmaster 2, Grandmaster 2, Grandmaster 2, and then so
I mean, this is really the same situation. Again, like you're looking for a flank here. One of your teammates are recalling on low health, and none of your teammates are in that great of a spot. Like the best, and you have 2,500 gold to spend. So again, like this is another situation where we're up 11 kills. We're probably up a bunch of gold. I can't see the gold numbers, but and Baron, I think this is Baron, or maybe it's Dragon. But either way, an objective is spawning in 46 seconds, and we're wanting to waste all of our cooldowns right now. And possibly die like before it. Like this is obviously very greedy. And again, you're targeting the support who's very useless. It's like it's not doing that much for us. Even if we end up getting kills here, and then if we die, it is extremely negative for the game. Or if we bait our teammates into dying. So, I mean, I would imagine this is why like I think your gameplay, like I would expect you to be like 55% or higher win rate, like based on your gameplay. And like I think like this is just probably why we don't, because you just have a lot of games like this, and you're gonna again. 55% win rate versus 52 just means we win like 3 more games every 100 games. It's not a bunch of games, but you're probably losing over 3 games from these types of mistakes. And so, I mean, this is really...
Actually, it's very true, because I play worse when I'm winning than when I'm losing. No, the true pointed.
Yeah, I mean,
and this
100%.
is because I this is greedy and stupid plays.
Yeah, and it makes like, I can tell just from the way you talk, like you're very fucking hypey. Like if you're fed, you're gonna think that means that I should go kill people more. But you should be more aggressive and risky when you're behind, because that's when I might as well make that play. Like I said, the bot side play you made where you skipped your 2 topside camps last game was really good. In this game, it makes no sense, and we're not understanding that. And then that's going to lead to throws. So I think pretty much every time I coach you on a game where you're behind or even, like you play well, and then I coach you on a game where you're ahead. And again, you're 10, 4, and 5 this game. I think you played about 4 times worse than you did the game before. I don't think you played bad. Like I think most of your decisions were still pretty good, and your early game I think is really good. You're very, very good at early game. But it is like the later parts of the game when you're ahead that is really the simple issue. So.
And it's to me it's very counterintuitive when you say when you're winning, don't chase for kills. And when you're losing, you can try those kind of plays.
So it's kind of not like, it's a little more complicated than this. So there's like this pro player, I forget who it is now, but there is like a pro player in League of Legends, and I remember I think it was Peter Dunn was his coach. He's like, it doesn't matter. This is a guy who does a lot of interviews. He's like a coach, whatever. And he told the interviewer that he had a rule for one of his players. He told his player, okay, you can make the risky, stupid plays if we're up 4k gold or less. But as soon as we go up over 4k gold, now you get to play like a pussy for the rest of the game. Because the player was super aggressive. He would like always make these risky plays. And that was what made him so good, was like that he would go for all these plays. He would do it. But once you're up a certain amount of gold, it doesn't make sense anymore. Because if you just play from 5k gold up, 4k gold up, whatever, you're just going to win the game, 80-90% of the time, unless you make some silly plays. So when you're like ahead 3k gold, you can continue snowballing. Your champ wants to snowball. It's not like if you're Wukong, you're ahead 2k gold as a team, you're not happy. You need to be up more because your champ will fall off. So it's not that you're just never making risky plays or making these plays. The difference is, again, once we're up a certain amount of point, or like to a certain point where it just seems this game is pretty unlosable unless we fuck up, that's when we have to realize I can no longer do this dumb shit. Because again, like this at this point in the game, and in those earlier mistakes, you were already ahead a bunch. It was really unnecessary. Like this is fine. I'm not saying this play, but like the other plays you're making were really overly risky for no reason. Again, before objectives or when our teammates aren't nearby or whatever. Because if you just make a play with even numbers when your team is ahead, like you're just going to win the game. So that's really all we have to concern ourselves with, basically.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So you're saying when we are above 4k gold as a team,
that was
right?
an arbitrary number. So the point is not 4k. The point is just when you're up a bunch, basically.
As a team.
Yeah, as a team. Because if you're up, like, well, it's kind of similar to if like just you're fed because of Galio's Aegis, weirdly. Like, if you're up, like say that I'm like 15k gold, everyone else in the game is 12k or less, but my team is down 2k, then I'm gonna play like a pussy because I'm just trying to make sure I get Galio's Aegis at least. But that's like that's not because of winning or losing. That's just a different thing. But yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and I didn't read the champ. So we'll go to the notes again. If you also like, we have like 20 minutes. So if you have like other questions, it was a lot faster games because you kind of sped it up, and also we have less to talk about. Since again, like I said, I don't think you should really ask me for more coaching. Like at this point, I've given you the information.
I don't want to end our relationship, brother.
I mean, you're free to give me money. I'll take your money. Like I'm not, that's fine with me. And you're also just free to like DM me. Like if you get, challenger or solver, like you can, tell me, show me your results, whatever. But the point is, I don't think I have a bunch more like concepts to teach you. I think you understand them, and again, a lot of the problems is more just being able to do them consistently rather than giving in to our desires, whatever. Like I think that's your issue, and again, I think this is something you just have to work on yourself. You've already improved a bunch. Your challenger, it's reasonable that you could get sovereign or whatever. So I just wanted to mention that. But then going into the notes, the first thing is just like basically keep in mind jungle location when looking for dives. So like again, you look to dive the Poppy or the first game, and Poppy counters you because he's same side as you. Simple thing.
Yeah.
That's something There's just something we need to make sure we're keeping in mind, because then you did a very good job of it. For example, like countering the Pantheon, where you ended up being a little inefficient to counter the Pantheon dives. Like I said, I literally told you shouldn't do that. You tell me you should have, and I agree. Like you are right. And those types of things, just the jungle tracking. You have good jungle tracking. Your control of your camera, everything like that is good. Do not go magnetic blaster. That's my my biggest tip from all of this, really. But then most of your early game things were fine. Oh, then the other thing is, so we can skip some camps to break a turret, win behind / even, but we do not want to do it. We do not want to do it as much when ahead a lot, or the game is progressing, well, basically. Unless we are extremely confident it will work. Like obviously, if you see a super high likelihood of it working, like I don't mind. But again, we look at the situation where you did it and I'll just go back to the replay, just like show the situation. But if we look at the situation you did it here, which was what it was probably around here. That was like here, right, where you have these camps up and you decide to continue playing for this. Like again, Misfortune full HP, Vel'Koz is low but is pretty far back. And their jungler, like I said, he should have been here because he's Pantheon with ult and his camps are spawning. He wasn't, but he should have been. And so like with that information, again, it's not super likely that this works. And since we're winning, it's not good. Let's say you were losing and you did this play, then okay, maybe Pantheon will be inefficient. Maybe this is your one time to come back because you have a small health, or you have a decent health lead here, and you can maybe do something, But like again, it's not something we want to do basically when we're ahead or the game's going well, that type of thing.
Okay.
And so then along those lines, just less risky plays. Win ahead a lot, or I can't type. Win ahead a lot. More risky win behind, and then win even or close in gold. Just make the right play. Like it's a very simple thing, but like just take into account jungle or like where the jungle is. If the jungle is here, maybe I don't want to make that play for even health. But if the jungle's here, we're 3v3, and I'm stronger than their jungler, and my dual laner is stronger, I'll play around them. Whereas say your dual laner was weaker and their jungler was a little stronger, but you're roughly even gold as a team, well then I'm just probably not going to contest, or I'm just going to wait for him to do something, that type of thing. There really weren't a lot of other things we talked about. Do you remember any of the other things we mentioned, or any questions you have in general? Or
I mean, you talked about the it's the same. So yeah, I have a couple questions about for example, Shen. Imagine if in bot lane I had a Kai'Sa scaling ADC.
Yeah.
Is there a situation where you would pass towards Shen?
Yeah, I mean, if Shen has a like matchup that I know I want to shut down, then I will. So, this is an extreme example, but if they lock in a Vayne top, or if they lock in even a champion like Fiora or Jax, or just these certain champions.
Yone
Yeah, Yone is a great one. Any champion that's relatively easy to kill, because Yone, Fiora, Jax, they're all easier to kill than like an Ornn or a Garen. And they're also a lot scarier if they get gold. So when it comes to jungle pathing, we'll kind of write this down, because you're like generally path towards strong lane. So, but there's more things to consider. So things to consider, and then the first one is going to be lane strength, right? But then another one to consider is volatility. And this is usually like the simple way I explain it to people is like, and then there's going to be more we'll write after, but volatility basically, obviously, how likely they are to fight and die. So like Darius and Garen, they're going to fight each other a lot, and they're probably going to be low health because they're melee champions. They generally trade pretty heavily. But like Vayne Yuumi versus Milio and Kai'Sa, they're not going to trade a lot. They don't have a lot of ganks set up. There's just not a lot happening. So even if I path towards Ezreal Karma, for example, Ezreal Karma are very safe poking. So even though they're super strong lane, they're just going to be safely poking people under the turret. So the only way I would really path there, and I'm fine with pathing there because they're strong, they give me prio, but they're just not as volatile. They're high lane strength, they're relatively low volatility. So that's kind of the difference. Does that make sense for those two things I was keeping in mind?
Absolutely.
And so then, along those lines, volatility is important for strong early game jungles. So a champion like Wukong wants volatility because he's strong and can further that lane strength. But a champion who's weaker in early game wants more lane strength, because if I'm, say, I don't know, Echo jungle or Nyla jungle, Nyla jungle's a better example. If I'm Nyla jungle, I just want my laners to be strong enough to protect me, so I don't want to get invaded. So I'm going to path more towards lane strength. Now, it's still important as Wukong to do lane strength as well. Like, this is also important. Don't just path towards your weak lane every time because they're volatile. Lane strength is still very important, but volatility is relatively important. And then, so yeah, I'm trying to think now what else. So asking for general things for then path towards, when might I path towards a weaker lane versus a stronger lane? So you can also path towards a weaker lane if it's like 10 path towards, so I guess how much they do with the lead, I guess is how I would word it. How much they do with the lead. So like, for example, Vayne Yuumi or Kai'Sa Milio or whatever, they do a lot with the lead. If you get a Kai'Sa Milio ahead, you kind of just win the game. If you get, again, a Shen ahead, you don't win. Like, nice, Shen's ahead, that's all right, but it doesn't win us the game. So even though Shen might be stronger, maybe we think, well, I get Shen ahead, who cares? You know, if it's a Shen into a Garen or Shen into most champions, that's, again, not the champs I mentioned, then I don't really care. But then the opposite is also how worried are we, or how much do we need to shut down the enemy laner? So, for example, again, how much do we need to? Yeah, Vayne Yuumi. Like, we might want to make sure Vayne Yuumi are shut down. So if we want to shut down a Vayne Yuumi, very, very good, because they are really scary late game. And then also lane strength, they're very weak late game. So we're happy both to path towards them because they're weak laners that we want to like shit on because they're on the enemy team. And then we also need to shut them down. But then in the other situation, again, we do how much they do with the lead. Well, that's our teammate, right? So maybe the Vayne Yuumi, because they do a lot with the lead, we want to path towards them. But if they're low volatility, low lane strength, and the enemy are champions who we don't need to shut down, like an Ashe, for example, well, then we're probably not going to go there.
Oh, you can ignore. Okay.
So it's kind of, I would say these are the main things I'm keeping in mind. And then obviously, I guess jungle matchup is, of course, right? You know, if like a Volibear is going to dive and I'm like, oh, Volibear is probably not going to dive my Garen, but he definitely might dive the other two, then maybe I'm going to path towards Volibear, or vice versa. Maybe Volibear shits on me because he does shit on you early, or Poppy shits on you early. Then maybe I want to path away from them if I can. Now, you don't always know, obviously, but if it's a Zed or an Olaf or these certain champs that start blue all the time, you usually know. I mean, it's a little harder to keep in mind jungle matchup, but because you don't know where they're going to start.
About Volibear, you just reminded me. I'm struggling so much against Volibear early, but do Wukong scale more than Volibear or something, or?
No, Volibear is generally just like a pretty hard matchup. You guys are pretty similar scaling, and Volley is going to be a bit better than you early. So generally what I would do is I'm trying to be more avoidant in those types of matchups if I can. So that's the thing where you keep in mind jungle matchup. Maybe you do end up starting the same side as him because you can't predict it, and then you realize that. So that's when you do that play we spoke about, that you did in the first game where we said second game you didn't really need to do it, where you are a little inefficient so you can spend more time on one side of the map. Because like, again, if I do what you did in this game here, and now, like, you see how right now you guys are opposite sides. So say you guys were same side. So say when his blue side spawning is actually, that was his red side and your blue side spawning. So you guys are both on the same side in a hypothetical universe. So if we're in this situation, we know Pantheon most likely would go to his red side because his red side's what's spawning. And so if we don't want to be by the Pantheon, we go here so that we don't have to be matched with him. Because then now we won't go and clear our blue side until a minute later after this shit's done. And so either we get invaded, and then, oh well, like we were losing anyway in this hypothetical world, or he doesn't invade us, and now his blue side, he goes on his blue side now, when I go on my blue side a minute later, and then I get to artificially be opposite side of him. So like, that's one thing you can do against Volibear. Does that make sense?
Nice. Yeah, absolutely. Nice.
Cool. So yeah, those are kind of the main. Do you have other questions or other things we talked about, or anything related to that as well? Or anything?
Maybe one last, like one short question.
Yeah.
You know, alacrity. If
Yeah.
my item doesn't give zero attack speed, there's alacrity because it's percent attack speed. But if I have 0% attack speed, will I get attack speed from alacrity?
Why wouldn't you get attack speed from it?
I mean, if I don't build Triforce, because I have a
So
build
your
with
champion has a base attack speed, so your champion's always, it's always gonna be. But yes, like alacrity increases more base because if you have 125%, or like I don't know, if let's say the number, I don't know how the numbers even work, but like let's say you have 50 attack speed. Let's say this is how the units worked. So you have 50 attack speed, and then you increase it by 20%. Well, then now you have, I think, 60, right? But if you have 100 attack speed and you increase by 20%, now you have 140. So or you have 120 rather. So you're increasing it by 20 instead of by 10 because the more attack speed you have, then if you have a percentage increase, that increases it by more because that's how percentages work. So if you're building more attack speed, then I believe, unless there's some attack speed cap that's really low that I'm not aware of, it should increase it more. But no, it will always increase your attack speed still.
Okay. I just want to make sure about that.
Yeah, no.
All right.
So alacrity is usually what I go on Wukong. I think it is best.
Oh yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Anything else, or?
I think we set it up. I think that's perfect.
Sounds good. Then yeah, I'll send you these notes. I know it wasn't as useful maybe as the previous coaching sessions because I do think
it was, bro.
Yeah, but I still think you're going in a good direction. You're improving a lot, so I think that's definitely good. But yeah, I'll see you later and good luck.
Thank you, Talent. See you next time.